Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to my channel. In this video we're going to be reacting to why do all American bills look the same. And again, this is another video by Lost in the Pond, so if you'd like to check him out and watch the original video, it is in the description down below. Now quickly, before I get into this video, I have to quickly state that 87% of you guys who are currently watching my content are not subscribed. So if you do watch my content, it would mean a lot if you hit the subscribe button, as it's quick, easy and free, as well as hitting that like button, and don't forget to comment after you've watched the video. And also guys, as a quick beg, I put in the community tab a comment on doing a Q&A video, and I'd like you guys to go over there, if you want to of course, to leave a question. And I only need 20 questions, so just 20 of you need to go over there, please, to leave a question. It could be a stupid question, a real question, literally ask me anything you'd want, and I'm probably going to react to it, well, answer them. But without further ado, let's get it in with this reaction.
They make the different denominations purple or brown or turquoise, never turquoise. Hello. In the musical Cabaret, Liza Minnelli tells us that money makes the world go round, indicating to the audience that her character doesn't understand inertia. But the sentiment is sort of true, because in my lifetime, I've seen all kinds of money that made me sound much richer than I am. What I meant is I've seen different kinds of money, different shapes and sizes and colour. In my homeland of Britain, not only is this true of coins, where you have 1 pence coins, 2 pence coins, 5 pence coins, 10 pence coins, 20 pence coins, 50 pence coins, £1 coins and £2 coins, but it's also true of our banknotes, or as you would say in America, bills. For any Brits that still carry cash, their wallet might be made up of the £5 note, the £10 note, the £20 note and the £50 note. And the gloriously logical thing about all of these pieces of paper is that their dimensions increase as the value does likewise.
That is quite funny, to be honest. That is actually quite funny.
Furthermore, if you're a visual person like me, it's really easy to tell at a glance which note is which. And that's because in addition to the size difference, they each have their own special colour. Marvellous, isn't it? And I suppose it's for this reason that one of the most common questions I get from my British viewers is, why are all American bills the same? Well, firstly, just to set the record straight, they're not entirely the same. After all, the 1, the 5, the 10, the 20, the 50 and the $100 bill all have different presidents and or founding fathers. Flip it over and they each have a different governmental building. And at the risk of stating the bloody obvious, they're all printed with different values. What people are really referencing when they say that all American bills are the same is the size and colour without a U. And this is something that confused me when I first moved here, because the first bill that I was introduced to was the $100 bill. I had a flashy uncle-in-law. And so because it was my birthday a week after I arrived in the United States, all of my wife's family members gave me cash inside a birthday card. And at first I thought, this is amazing. They're really rich. They've each given me $100. And then I looked closely and there was a missing zero. It was as true
Oh my god.
then as it is now. American bills do look similar. But
They do. That is weird. They are all the same colour and same size. I've actually never thought of that before. I know our notes, but no one carries cash. No one carries cash here at all. Never. There's no point. You have Apple Pay or your cards are contactless. There's no point.
instead of standing here and going, oh, isn't America crazy? I took it upon myself to work out exactly why American bills are so similar. And here's what I found out. Like 57% of all facts about the United States, green money can be traced back to the Civil War. Prior to the US Civil War of the early 1860s, there wasn't really much in the way of standardization when it came to printed money. Designs and denominations were all over the shop, opening up the American currency to counterfeiting. So as a way to finance the Civil War, the federal government started printing paper money of its own for the first time since the Continental Congress had done something similar during the Revolutionary War. And these new bills became known as greenbacks, which admittedly does sound like a horrible combination of Green Day and Nickelback. But there's a good reason that they were called that, because their backsides were green. And you might be thinking, oh, that makes sense because green is the colour of greed and we are talking about money. But no, that's not why they did it. The reason that they made them green was to prevent counterfeiting. You see, one of the ways in which counterfeiting took place was through photography. But of course, photography was black and white back then. And so anybody trying to use the equivalent of a black and white dollar
That makes sense. That makes sense.
Bill would A, look like an idiot, and B, go to prison, and C, both. Now, for non-Americans, though I'm sure you already know this, the US Civil War was one of the darkest chapters in American history. But thankfully, the war finished, and 6 decades later, things were on the up and up as America entered the Great Depression, so not that good then. And it was during this time, in 1929, that the United States government introduced the standardized designs with which we're familiar today. Bills of all denominations were shrunk down and made the same size. And this wasn't just so that 90 years later you can say, ooh, look at that, it fits perfectly in my wallet. It was to cut down on manufacturing costs at a time that the United States was on the verge of the worst depression in its history. And since other anti-counterfeiting measures were by then being explored, you might be thinking at this point, why didn't they make the different denominations purple or brown or turquoise, never turquoise? And the reason that they were made green and remain green to this very day is no longer just to combat people's nefarious deeds, but, and I quote the US Bureau of Printing and Engraving, there was plenty of green ink to go around, and the colour green is associated with stability. So
Is it? I guess it's growth. Well, if I see green, I think of like summer or growth, spring, you know.
there you have it. That's why American bills all look quite similar. On a side note, the same was also once true of the nation's billies, who in the 80s were legally obligated to have a party in the back. That's it for this episode. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel so that my videos don't get lost in the pond, and a big shout out to all of my patrons who make these videos possible. If you would like to become a patron...
Wow, indeed. No, that's absolutely insane. That's kind of strange, though, isn't it? They cut down the size so it would be cheaper to manufacture, to make. But they're all the same. Yeah. I've never actually had that question in my head before, why they're all the same size and colour. But that does make sense, especially with the photography back then. It was only black and white, so extremely hard to recreate it, you know, as counterfeit money. So yeah, that is insane. I never really thought of it, especially with the cash over here, which they're all different colours, they're all different sizes. They all look different, you know, in their own way. So it's really easy to tell the difference. 50s are red. I'm pretty sure a 5 note is like blue. You know, it's just really easy to tell the difference. But anyway, guys, if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like and a comment down below. But before we quickly say goodbye, if you're still watching this video, please, it'll be quick and easy. You hit that subscribe button and like the video, as they both go an extremely long way to help promoting my channel and just getting it out there a bit more. So it does mean a lot if you could do that. It honestly does. And also, guys, if you do have a bit of spare time, if you go over to my community tab, I have a question there which you can reply to it, and it's literally about me doing a Q&A, and you can ask me anything you want. So you can literally comment a stupid question, a realistic question, a real question, or anything. You can literally ask me anything, and I'm sure to answer it when I get enough questions, which is about 20. Probably, hopefully more, but you know, you get the gist of it. But anyway, guys, hopefully do all that below. Check out the original video as well, as it is in the description down below. And without further ado, I hope you're having a great and splendid day and week, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.